few MAC players who are here at minicamp on a tryout basis. Any familiar faces to you that you know?
Yeah, oh yeah, I definitely talked to him. Us Matt guys, stay kind of close. Yeah, got a guy from Western Michigan, who's talking about the game or whatever. But yeah, I met a few.
How about David and Joker? Have you met David yet? Have you talked to David? And have you guys kind of gotten excited together yet about what you can accomplish out there?
No, actually, I haven't talked to him yet. But obviously, I've been watching tape on him and stuff. Just trying to take little bits and pieces of his game and kind of use it to my advantage.
And what do you like about his game? What are you trying to acquire yourself in his game?
Oh man, I definitely just say like his physical, like his dominance. You can definitely see on the field. He's very physical type of guy. I kind of want to take little bits and pieces of that and add it to mine.
What kind of jump will it be to go from the MAC to the NFL?
Say one more time.
What kind of jump will it be to go from the MAC to the NFL?
I mean, right now it's going pretty smooth, but obviously I'm guessing it's going to be a big jump. Not really thinking too ahead, just taking it, day by day.
Harold, what have your first impressions been of Dylan Gabriel and Shador? I mean, obviously Shador got picked when you guys were up in that press conference on day 3 of the draft, but meeting them and what do you think about them as quarterbacks?
Yeah, I think they're going to be great. They're going to fit in great. Obviously being in the locker room with them, just kind of pick their brains, stuff like that. I think it's going to be dope. I'm glad that they're here.
What's your reaction when they put the playbook in front of you for the first time? I imagine it's a little thicker than what you had at Bowling Green.
It was no surprise. My last coach had a thick playbook like that, so really no difference.
You mentioned knowing some of the guys before, but is there anyone? I know it's early, but in your time in this building that you've maybe gravitated towards, whether it's a vet that's here, coaches, or like a fellow rookie?
I definitely say Christian Jones. I say I definitely gravitate towards him. That's my position coach. Obviously just talking to him, picking his brain. He's been in NFL for a while, so yeah, definitely.
About all the extra attention, cameras, us. How's that been for you so far?
It's a little different. I stream a little bit, so I kind of got the feeling of like the camera being right in front of me, but it's definitely different. Getting used to it for sure.
Harold, obviously the highlights of you making plays in the passing game speak for themselves, but there's been different conversations about like you as a blocker. I know Alex Bayer, your assistant coach, mentioned that he felt like you proved in your tape as well that you're a good blocker. Just what do you bring to the table in that respect? Like how did your time at Bowling Green prepare you? What they did with you at Bowling Green prepare you to be able to block as well?
Yeah, I mean, like any other place, I practice hard. I just try to be coachable. Just keep doing those little things, and I feel like it's definitely gonna translate.
I think you said at the combine that you were a Steeler fan as a kid. Family was. What was their reaction to being drafted by the Browns?
They was definitely excited because not that far away, get to come to the games. And I wasn't a Steelers fan. My brother is a Steelers fan, but pretty much same thing.
Will that change?
Oh, most definitely. See him in Browns every day.
What fan were you? What team were you a fan of?
So my brother's a Steelers fan, but I liked watch Le'Veon Bell growing up. So yeah.
How about Travis Kelce is from Cleveland? Is he somebody that you really admired a lot, and is he someone that you will kind of try to connect with, maybe even around here somewhere?
Definitely. I mean, that'd be definitely dope if I could. I'm not really an outgoing person, but maybe I will hit him up, one day if I'm, feeling outgoing.
You mentioned that Le'Veon Bell was one of those players that you grew up watching, and obviously like you're kind of known for maybe not being a prototypical tight end, having a little more movement. Did you kind of like steal some stuff or kind of take notes on his running style or anything like that, or I guess what you kind of attribute to you just kind of being a little more dynamic at the position?
I mean, growing up, I think I just played a lot of different positions, so it ended up helping me in the long run, I guess. Obviously, I want to take bits and pieces of his game, the patient, catch, pretty much do it all. So, yeah.
Has there been a moment over the past couple days where it felt like this was really sinking in for you, whether it was getting your number, seeing your name above a locker, that you're like, okay, this is real?
Man, definitely knew it was real. After the day after, and I drove up, and we talked to all the coaches and GM. That's when I was like, wow, this is really real. My family was here. It was a dope experience.
I don't think you played tight end until you got to college, right?
What'd you say?
You didn't play tight end in high school, only when you got to college.
Yep.
Right?
Yep.
How good do you think you can be? You're still a young tight end, and with pro coaching, what do you think your ceiling is?
I think my ceiling is high. You know, I mean, I'm gonna keep, obviously being coachable. Just keep learning. That's really it. Just keep, taking everything in, and just keep wanting to grow. Really. So I think I got a high ceiling.
I'm sorry. You ever think about what if Bowling Green hadn't made you switch tight end and it kept you on the defensive side of the ball?
No, 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 not at all.
How aware are you of all the attention that Shador Sanders is getting both locally and nationally, all over social media, ESPN, everywhere you go? It's Shador time. So are you guys aware of that? Are you aware of that? And what do you make of that?
Yeah, I mean, like obviously that's definitely dope for him. I mean, I guess it's a good thing for him. He could use that to his advantage. Or whatever. Yeah, I mean, I always see him on TikTok or something. It's pretty cool that I get to, be in the same locker room as him for sure.
And, I guess I should know, but I don't. How did that switch from defense to tight end happen? You take us through that?
Yeah, I mean, I always played a little bit of offense in high school. So then, my clips or whatever from high school, my coach really liked them, thought I can put on a few more pounds. And, it definitely helped me translate because playing safety and tight end, you pretty much, end up playing against a lot of safety. So I kind of got, a good feel of, what to do whenever I'm playing against them.
How does someone who you said you're not the most outgoing guy, how do you decide to get into streaming?
So my teammate, he started streaming, started talking to me about it. So then I started to stream, and that's pretty much just how I started. He really talked me into it, Jacob Ayers.
Has that helped you become more outgoing a little bit? I mean, it's like you're talking to people through a camera. So I don't know.
Yeah, I think it just allows me to, kind of just show like the inside, just be myself around the cameras, really.
Do you think the fact that Shador is getting so much attention and so much run, even in a camp like this, will it also bring some positive attention for all of you guys and sort of spill over to you too?
Yeah, I mean, most definitely. The camera's watching. I feel like, it definitely is going to, I guess, have more people looking into us and stuff like that, which I feel like is a great thing, in the media world or whatever. I mean, I feel like it don't really make no difference. Still football, though. But,
Thank you guys.
All right, thanks.
Thanks a lot.